What's going on, YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update of Bitcoin. We're also going to go through some altcoins. I'm not too sure which ones I'm going to pick out yet. We're just going to roll down as we go. We're going to do a little bit of a freestyle today. I've had a lot going on with my other business, and I just haven't had time to really lay everything out. So we're just going to kind of freestyle this, and I'm going to show you what I'm looking at right now and what's important for these altcoins in Bitcoin in the month of October. We just ended September. September was a nice, beautiful correction month. As you can see, guys, the high when we were basically back in the middle of August was around $12,500. And during this month and a half that we've had, we've really been cooling everything down, including the RSI. We couldn't have continued to make strong moves at $12,500 when our relative strength index was all the way up around 85. We needed this cool down period, and I believe this was very healthy for the Bitcoin market. Right now, we're still up above our 20 EMA. We're still up above our 50, our 100, and our 200 moving average. The main thing for me, what I want to see is for us to break this yellow downtrend line. So this has been our short-term downtrend. We've been having lower highs, but now what we're also having is higher lows. So we're getting into that equilibrium pattern, almost like that symmetrical triangle, and we're just waiting to see which direction the whales are going to push this market. And guys, that's what you have to realize. These sticks of volume, they're very similar in size. These are the whales coming in and out of this market. This market's very manipulated, and they're able to move it in whichever direction that they want to move it. So if we end up getting a green bar like this to the upside, that could easily take us all the way up to 11,932, which would be our overhead resistance here, which would be a key spot for us. And that would also give us a trend line break out of this yellow trend line, but it's going to take a lot of volume. We're just going to have to see which direction the whales want to push us, because with our RSI at 52, where it's at right now, we have a lot of room to drop to the downside and even test that 200 moving average again, maybe go down and fill that CME futures gap. Or we also have plenty of room, when we can get up into the 90s on the RSI to really make a strong run and go back up here and test 12,305. So in my opinion, we're patiently waiting for the market movers to make their next move. Now, if you're a longer term investor or a position trader, this is where you still want to continue to be in your Bitcoin positions. You want to let them ride. You're up above the moving averages. We're still setting our higher lows. We're up above this 200, which is the main one for me. That's what the longer term investors are going to be looking at. We want to stay up above that, hold that as support. We've been up above our 200 moving average since April 29th, so it's extremely important that we hold that. We don't start having candle closes below that. But right now, the candles are getting extremely tight. What we're waiting to see is if we can get that next higher high. We put in our higher low with a bullish engulfing candle. Now we're going to be looking for that higher high. And if we do get that, we look up to around 11,495 would be our next higher high. So that's going to be extremely important for us. If we take a look here at our technical analysis, we have a 2 sell, 9 neutral, 17 buy, oscillators, 1 sell, 8 neutral, and a 2 buy. Moving averages, we have a strong buy right now. So this is something, for me, longer term positions, this is where you patiently want to wait in those positions and see if we can get that next strong move to the upside right now, guys. We wouldn't want to really start dropping much below about $10,500 right now. If we do lose that, it'd be $10,000, then around this 200 moving average at $9,884. So pay attention to that, but this is the yellow trend line I'm looking to see if we can get a trend line break out of and potentially get moving to the upside. So that's going to be Bitcoin, guys. Just be patient with that. We're going to wait to see where those market movers end up pushing this market, but we've cooled down for quite a while now, almost a month and a half. And we're trying to get this going again, put in these higher lows. So we may have that potential of continuously making this strong move to the upside. In the intermediate term, we are still in an uptrend. In the short term, we've been in that downtrend. So pay attention to that. Get some from that, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you like me covering Bitcoin there. Next, we're going to move into Ethereum. Ethereum's at $366 right now. Let's peek in at this. So for Ethereum, we're going to start. The main support areas that I want to hold are going to be this 100 moving average, and that's going to be in orange, and that's going to roughly be at $337, and that's going to correlate with our major support area of $332. I've been paying attention to this for a long time, guys. We've talked about it a lot. We ended up going down past it even a little bit farther, but we had not broken down to that 200 moving average. You can see for Ethereum, we have been up in that 200 moving average now, holding a support since May 11th, 2020. So I think that is significant for us. We're still having the lower highs coming in. We basically have a flat bottom here. So we need to pay attention to see if we can break up through $391. We'll call it $400 psychologically, close up above that, and then we'd be up to try to get around 417 would be the next overhead resistance, then around that 489. But right now the RSI is gaining a little bit of strength. What we're missing is some volume. We want to see some big volume swells coming along with this bullish engulfing candle that we put in. Remember, this all on the 1-day time frame here, and it's important for us because we did hold a higher low here to come back up and set a higher high. That's what we're going to be looking for Ethereum. If we get into the technicals for ETH, technicals are looking at a 2 sell, 9 neutral, 17 buy oscillators, 1 sell, 8 neutral, 2 buy, moving averages, 1 sell, 1 neutral, and a 15 buy for Ethereum. So I think this is also one, if you're in an Ethereum position, you want to patiently be waiting to see if we can get that next strong move to the upside and try to hit some of these higher resistance areas. Overall, we don't want to drop below the 200 moving average, which can be at $292. We want to see that defended. That's the most important thing that I can tell you guys, because typically when we lose that 200 moving average, it can be very tough to get back up above, and we do not want to lose that. Okay, so keep an eye on ETH there. Next, we're going to move into Link. Link is a position I've been in now. So I was accumulating since about $8.60, still playing this position, wanting to let it ride. I have a break-even stop on it, but this is one, guys, I wanted to play. I saw this nice bullish engulfing candle come in. We hit some of my targets around that 200 moving average. That's where I had buy orders in, right in that range, and at this 892. So my average is coming from right down in this area, and what I'm patiently waiting to see is if we get that next pop to the upside. And if we do, I'm going to look at overhead resistance at $12.79. Then it's going to be up around $13.92. Those are going to be some of the targets that I'm going to be looking at in the shorter term. I like the ladder in and ladder out of longer term positions that I'm going to be playing these position trades, which are important. The RSI is sitting at 45 right now, so we have plenty of room if we are to get this next pop to the upside. For me, guys, we would not want to start dropping back below around $8.92. And then if we lost that 200 moving average at $8.12, that would be the key for me, and say most likely we're going to keep going lower, but we're not there right now, because what we had was really strong volume for our bullish engulfing candle, and then as we've been consolidating, cooling down, our volume has not been that high. So for me, and it's just my expectation, I believe that Link may get that next pop to the upside. We're going to have to wait and see which direction the whales are going to push this market. We are fighting with the 100 moving average, trying to close back up above it today for Link. If we go down here and we take a look at Link and the technical analysis, we are at a 10 sell, 10 neutral, and an 8 buy oscillator is about dead neutral right now. And the reason why we're having a little bit more of these sell signals is because the moving averages in the shorter term are pressing down upon us there. Okay, so let's be aware of that. This is one I like to play, because when money comes into this one, it really pumps hard, fast, and aggressively. And that's what we're waiting to see. If basically we've shaken out this correction, and now we're going to get back moving to the upside so we can start testing some of these higher levels. That's Link. If you like me covering Link, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We're going to move into Tezos next. Tezos is sitting at $2.26. We have hit some of my key support areas for Tezos, and overall in the macro sense, we are still in an uptrend, guys. We've had this short-term downtrend that's been taking place. We've hit our bullish engulfing candle, and now we're trying to get this moving back to the upside. The tough thing with Tezos right now, we do have these moving averages pressing down upon us, and you can see the volume's a little bit lower, but we are getting some strength on the RSI. We're just really looking for that volume to see if we can get up to some higher levels. The next level I'd look at is around $2.69 would be the overhead resistance that I'd be paying a lot of attention to. RSI is at 43. If we end up going into our trading view, Tezos a little behind most things. We have a 12 sell, 10 neutral, and a 6 buy oscillators, 1 sell, 9 neutral, and a 1 buy, and then we have a strong sell for the moving average. But what I like about Tezos, guys, it reminds me of Link a little bit in terms of the setup that we're having here. Because if we can get back up over top of around $4.42, we could have some of those blue sky breakouts, and we really could get moving hard, fast, and aggressively. It's just going to take getting back up through these resistance levels and getting through these moving averages. But for me, I've been slowly averaging into Tezos as well. I think this is a decent position. I was getting most of mine roughly between about $2 and this $2.26, right in that range, because what I'm anticipating is a reversal here soon. If we do drop a little lower, I got some more areas that I'd like to accumulate, but I think this is one as well that volume comes into it. It could be a market leader down the road, and I'd like to have a little bit of a part of it. That's just how I like to play these things. A little bit more of a position trade than a swing trade on that. So that's going to be Tezos, guys. Next one we're going to get into is XRP. We'll take a look at that. XRP is at 24 cents right now. Basically, with XRP, we're getting very tight candles. We're trying to hold this 200 moving average at 0.23587 is going to be the area of support that we want to hold. We would need to get up over top of this 50 and 20 moving average, which is going to be key for us around 0.24935. If we can get up above that, then we'd look up to around that 26.5 cents is going to be the key for us. In terms of the RSI, we're sitting at 47, running very neutral, but we have not gotten a ton of volume right now, and that's what we need defended. We need a lot of volume to be able to get up through some of these higher levels, and we really want to start dropping down past 0.22245, and that's where we had this bullish engulfing candle, but it did come on a little bit less volume, so we need to be aware of that. Very neutral. We have an 8 sell 10 neutral and a 10 buy. Oscillators 1 sell 9 neutral, and a 1 buy is what we're looking at there. Zcash is doing great here, guys. Just want to point out, I'm not going to do technical analysis. This is one that I like here, but we're up 6.5%. It's made a nice little strong move here. OMG is at $4.26. That's another one that I really like to play there. It can really get some strong pushes to the upside. Next, we're going to take a look at DGB. I know there's a lot of people who love me taking a look at Digibyte, so we're going to keep that in for you. You guys are always awesome with the thumbs up and everything, so I appreciate it. Basically, what's been happening with Digibyte, we're also getting in one of those equilibrium patterns. We're having lower highs, higher lows, just patiently waiting to see if we can get up over top of 0.02988 is going to be the spot. If we can get up above that, then we'd start looking back to those highs around that tweezer top would be 0.03691. More volume is starting to come in here, and you can see we're up above all our moving averages. So the momentum is up now in terms of this equilibrium. We're trying to get that next pop to the upside, but it will continue to take that buying pressure. And you can see we're putting in higher lows on the RSI as well. We're sitting at 56. So we're going to have to patiently wait and see if we can keep this moving to the upside there in a strong direction. In terms of Digibyte, the technicals, looking a little better than most right here. We have a 1 sell, 9 neutral, 18 buy. You can see the moving average is very strong because we're up above them all, and the oscillators 1 sell, 8 neutral, and a 2 buy is what we're going to be looking at there. And I think Digibyte's one you just want to hold for the longer term and really let it ride. Has some good fundamentals behind it and not financial advice. But if you guys get something from this, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. God bless each and every one of you. Take